welcome to a fresh new episode of Science Monitor, our weekly update on all that is happening in the field of science and technology in and around the country. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor with you. Let's take a look at the headlines first. Celebrating grassroots innovations, Festival of Innovation draws participation across the nation. Rotavac, indigenous vaccine against rotavirus, offers new hope. Solar-run aircraft's technology of the future touches down at Ahmedabad. Sophisticated Doppler radar will now aid Kashmir with precise weather forecasting. And in our segment In Focus, we take a look at allocations for science and technology in the national budget of fiscal 2015-16. And in science you can use, say goodbye to weeds, the water hyacinth cutting machine that offers cleaner water bodies with multiple benefits. And now news in details. For developing and emerging economies like India, innovation is an undeniable factor to increase productivity. The spirit of innovation came alive at the Festival of Innovation that was recently organized at the Mughal Gardens in National Capital. The event, organized by the National Innovation Foundation to promote grassroots innovations, also honored innovators in various sectors for their outstanding contributions in developing affordable technologies. More in this report.
It was a week-long celebration of innovations in affordable technologies as visitors flooded the Mughal Gardens to see the diverse innovative exhibits that were displayed as a part of the Festival of Innovations conducted by the National Innovation Foundation. The occasion also saw the country recognizing the need for innovation and honoring the contributions of citizens. Towards this, the 8th National Presidential Biennial Award Function for Grassroots Innovations and Outstanding Traditional Knowledge was held on 7th March 2015 at Rashtrapati Bhavan, New Delhi. The awards, which recognize innovations in various sectors, have been instituted by the National Innovation Foundation and were given away by the Honorable President of India, Shri Pranab Mukherjee. This year, a total of 41 innovators, traditional knowledge holders and 6 communities were awarded and appreciated in the awards function. Parallel to the award ceremony was the week-long Festival of Innovations exhibition, also organized at the Rashtrapati Bhavan between 7th and 13th March. The Festival of Innovations, an exhibition of grassroots innovation, aimed at providing the participants and audience a peek into the pervasive culture of creativity and innovation at the grassroots level. With the objective of promoting creativity and innovation among young students, the Festival of Innovation included special workshops for children. The exhibition of innovations in the field of sanitation, biodigestion and waste management was a huge attraction.
Timely vaccination is a short way to deal with many diseases. Indian researchers are working constantly in this field to develop newer vaccinations. A few years back, Bharat Biotech developed an indigenous vaccine for the rotavirus infection. After successful trials and taking care of all the other medical procedures, Rotavac has been finally launched in the country. Let us see the details in this report.
11.37 million incidences, 10 lakh hospitalizations, 80,000 deaths of children under the age of 5. These are the horrifying annual statistics of rotaviral infection in our country. Caused by the rotavirus and transmitted through contaminated hands and surfaces, the infection results in vomiting, watery diarrhea, and low-grade fever, particularly amongst infants and young children. In the lack of proper care, treatment and prevention measures, rotaviral diarrhea can often be fatal. Surveys predict that to prevent one rotavirus-related death, 743 children need to be vaccinated, while vaccinating 69 children would prevent one rotavirus hospitalization. Yes, prevention is always better than cure. Now taking a step towards this direction, the country has launched its first indigenously developed and manufactured rotavirus vaccine. The new vaccine, called Rotavac, has been developed under an innovative public-private partnership model involving the Ministry of Science and Technology, institutions of the US government, various government institutions and NGOs in India. The venture has been supported by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. The 3-dose vaccine has been indigenously innovated and has been developed and tested through Bharat Biotech. Rotavac is expected to bring about a significant reduction in the infant deaths caused by the rotavirus diarrhea in India. Keeping in view affordability and accessibility, the government is also aiming to provide Rotavac for $1 to governments in other low-income countries.
After solar bikes and solar cars, it is now time for solar aircrafts. Crossing oceans and continents, Solar Impulse 2, the solar aircraft vouching for cleaner technologies, recently landed in Ahmedabad. The Swiss-made aircraft is on a historic around-the-world trip to demonstrate the power of innovation and cleaner energy solutions. Let us know more about this interesting journey.
Solar Impulse 2, the world's first solar airplane to cross oceans, touched down in Ahmedabad, India on Wednesday, 10th March. Sai 2 landed in Ahmedabad from a non-stop flying of 16 hours, covering 1,465 kilometers over the Arabian Sea starting from Oman. Before that, in the first leg of the journey, Sai 2 flew from Abu Dhabi to Oman. The unprecedented attempt at the first flight around the world seeks to prove that flying is possible without using fossil fuel. On its 5-month journey of 35,000 kilometers, the engines will be powered only by solar energy generated by the 17,000 solar cells fitted on its 72-meter wings.
And finally, we choose Ahmedabad. And you know why we choose Ahmedabad? We choose Ahmedabad because in this airplane, you have research, you have technology, you have products which comes from this part of the world. There is Ahmedabad inside.
The 2 Swiss pilots will take turns at the controls in the tiny cabin for 5 consecutive days and nights in the air. SI-2 plans 12 stops during its course, including in China and Myanmar, before it crosses over the Pacific Ocean. It will then land in Hawaii and the US Midwest and East Coast before flying over the Atlantic Ocean. It may also stop in Southern Europe or North Africa, depending on weather conditions. According to the pilots, the next destination of Solar Impulse 2 in India is Varanasi, the constituency of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who has made boosting clean energy a priority for his government. The pilot said that Ahmedabad was chosen as a stopover because it has contributed towards research and technology in building the aircraft.
Today the solar energy is the need of the day, and this plane will really set an example, and it will have a really long and sustainable future ahead.
Solar Impulse 2, fondly being called SI2, has been developed by a Swiss company named Solar Impulse. SI2 imparts the importance of innovation and pioneering spirit to deal with the environmental issues we face today. The historic trip is expected to provide a thrust to research on clean technologies and renewable forms of energy.
The nation hasn't forgotten the devastation endured by Kashmir in the 2014 floods. Preparing the state to better manage such disasters in the future, the Meteorological Department has now acquired a high-tech Doppler radar. The Doppler radar has been installed in Srinagar and is likely to get operational by the next month. Let us look at the report for more details.
From flash floods, landslides and cloudbursts to avalanches and windstorms, the state of Jammu and Kashmir is not new to natural calamities. Known as the paradise on earth and visited by millions of tourists annually, the state can now look forward to a better weather prediction and disaster management with the installation of the new Doppler weather radar. This high-tech Japanese Doppler weather radar has been installed in the Srinagar city to aid the state's meteorological department with more precise weather predictions. The Doppler weather radar is a special type of radar which is better than the conventional weather radar as it is used to locate precipitation and calculate its motion. The Doppler weather radar can estimate the type of precipitation ranging from rain and snow to sleet and hail.
हमारा वेदर ही ऐसा है कि we are home to various natural calamities है, natural disasters है. कभी यहाँ पे heavy rainfall होते हैं जिसकी वजह से flood आते हैं, flash flood आते हैं. दिन winter में snow avalanche आते हैं. दिन स्प्रिंग की अगर बात करते हैं प्री मानसून या अप्रैल मई में बात करें तो यहाँ पे बहुत बड़े विंड स्टॉर्म भी आते हैं, पर्टिकुलरली जो बिकॉज ऑफ विच जो डाल लेक में लोग शिकारेस में जाते हैं, दे आर वेरी हाईली प्रोन टू दिस विंड स्टॉर्म. तो इन चीज़ों को मॉनिटर करने के लिए भारत मौसम विभाग इंडियन मेट डिपार्टमेंट में यहाँ पे एक सोफिस्टिकेटेड लेटेस्ट मीट्रोलॉजिकल एक डोपलर वेदर रडार जो है एक्स बैंड डोपलर वेदर रडार वो लगाए हुए हैं.
The radar is capable of highly accurate weather forecasting for up to a maximum of 6 hours and for areas within a radius of 100 kilometers. It can also detect the motion of the rain droplets along with the intensity of the precipitation and direction and strength of wind storms. While the radar's installation is complete, the meteorological department is working on the minor refinements.
अक्सर लोगों को श्रीनगर से जम्मू से श्रीनगर आना होता है बाय एयर या बाय रोड, तो उससे तो हमें बहुत फ़ायदा होगा. लोग डल में घूम रहे होते हैं, उनको अगर पहले ही पता चले कि विंड आने वाली है, हवा चलने वाली है, तो हमारे लिए तो बहुत, हमें लगता है कि हमारे लिए बहुत फ़ायदा है.
With the new radar in place, the state hopes to be better prepared for calamities like the Kashmir floods of September last year that killed hundreds of people and displaced thousands.
And now it is time to take a short break. We'll be right back. Keep watching Science Monitor. Welcome back. After the break, you're watching Science Monitor. Let us now have a look at some important science and technology activities happening in India and abroad in our next segment, Science Express.
The launch of India's fourth navigation satellite, IRNSS-1D, on board the PSLV C-27, which was originally scheduled for 9th March 2015 from the Satish Dhawan Space Centre, Sriharikota, has been postponed. The launch was postponed following the discovery of a fault in one of the telemetry transmitters of the satellite. The launch is now being planned towards the end of this month after experts resolve the issue and replace the faulty transmitter. ISRO's Vikram Sarabhai Space Centre, as part of a 3-day national-level student technical festival, organised an aerospace exhibition in Coimbatore on the 7th of March. The exhibition on the satellites and mission programs of ISRO showcased rocket and satellite models ranging from ISRO's first ever rocket launched to India's Mars mission. Models of GSLV Mark III, PSLV and remote sensing satellite along with the latest Indian regional navigation satellite system 1D were also on display for visitors. In order to raise and spread awareness about the deadly swine flu caused by the H1N1 virus, the Indian Army conducted a swine flu awareness camp in Jammu and Kashmir on 9th March. Many doctors and teachers participated in the camp. Interactive sessions were held during the camp for residents and students, giving an overview of the symptoms of H1N1 and preventive steps to be taken to combat the spread of the disease. According to the most recent black buck census, the number of black bucks has increased considerably in Ganjam district of Odisha, the preferred habitat of the endangered species. The census also shows that black bucks are now being located in areas where they were not found earlier. The most interesting fact is that at all places in Ganjam district where this census was taken up, female black bucks outnumbered males. Now, in an interesting new discovery, astronomers of NASA with Indian collaboration have discovered a planet 136 light-years away attached to 4 parent stars. The planet, located in a 4-star system called 30 Ari, has been discovered using Robo-AO Adaptive Optics System developed by the Inter-University Center for Astronomy and Astrophysics located in Pune and the California Institute of Technology in Pasadena. The interesting fact is that the researchers think that this gaseous planet 10 times heavier than Jupiter or the moons that might circle it could sustain life. Using the same set of instruments, scientists also discovered another new planet within a 3-star family. The Defense Research and Development Organization, on the occasion of International Women's Day, recently conducted a 2-day workshop on Women Innovators for Excellence in Research and Science at the DRDO headquarters in New Delhi. India's Education Minister Smriti Irani addressed the workshop and called upon women scientists of DRDO to interact with young aspiring girl students and motivate them in order to increase their participation in the technical field.
Like the rest of the nation, the annual budget presentation is a much-awaited event even for the scientific community. As the research community heaves a sigh of relief at the proposed budget, let us see what the allocations for science and technology are in the fiscal 2015-16 in our next segment, In Focus.
It was more or less a happy relief for the entire scientific community as they eagerly awaited India's annual budget proposals for the fiscal year 2015-16. The annual budget that was presented by the Finance Minister Arun Jaitley on 28th February saw an overall boost to Indian science, especially with a substantial increase in the research and development head. While the allocation of the total budget for the science, technology and environment sectors was 187.92 billion Indian rupees last fiscal year, the allocation has been modestly increased to 190.23 billion Indian rupees, which is equivalent to $3.07 billion this year. However, there has been concern over the fact that while the Ministry of Science and Technology alone received an 8% boost with 95 billion rupees, the overall budget outlay for the environment sector has been a little stringy. Within the ministry, the Department of Science and Technology, that is the DST, got 39,912.46 billion rupees. The Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, the CSIR, the largest chain of research and development in the country, has been allocated 40,901.19 million rupees, and the Department of Biotechnology has been awarded 16,488.2 million rupees. The budget has been favourable to sectors like agricultural research and education and Department of Atomic Energy, which received moderate hikes of funds. Following India's success in the Mars Orbiter mission, the Department of Space also saw a hike in the allocation of funds. In total, 74.73 million rupees has been allocated for research in the arena of science and technology in the Union Budget 2015. Realizing the importance of climatic research and development of novel weather models, the Ministry of Earth Sciences has been allocated an extra 1,623.26 million rupees for atmosphere and climate research, modeling observing systems and services, a new program. While these sectors saw an increase in funds, the environment sector took a back seat in the budget this year. The Ministry of Environment, Forests and Climate Change was hit by an overall 25% decrease from 22,890.83 million rupees last year to 17,050.95 million rupees this year, while the allocation for the Ministry of Earth Sciences decreased from 17,233.62 million rupees last fiscal year to 16,421.94 million rupees this fiscal. However, keeping in view the rising environmental concerns and need for cleaner alternatives, the budget focuses on green energy initiatives. Cess and coal mining has been doubled to 204.02 rupees for every metric ton extracted from the existing 1 rupee 70 paise per metric ton, with the proceeds expected to go into the National Clean Energy Fund that promotes clean energy initiatives. Good news for the higher education sector in the nation. The budget also saw the announcement of funds towards the establishment of 2 more IIT centres and 5 more medical schools in the All India Institute of Medical Sciences system. While the majority of the scientific community is glad that the Science Ministry's budget escaped the axe, unlike many other sectors, Dr. K. Vijay Raghavan, Secretary DBT, urged researchers to seek funds through national and international collaboration rather than depend on a direct grant from the government.
And what are the contributions of science to this week's history? We shall learn in our next segment, History of Science.
Emil von Behring, the famous German physiologist, was born on 15th March 1854 in Louis, Poland. Behring is popular as the savior of children as he discovered the diphtheria antitoxin. For this discovery, he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 1901. Jesse Wilford Reno, an American inventor, patented the first working escalator on 15th March 1892. The escalator used at the Old Iron Pier, Coney Island, New York City, was then referred to as the inclined elevator. Reno, an engineer, was born in 1861 in Fort Leavenworth, Kansas, as the son of an American Civil War notable. George Simon Ohm, the famous German physicist and mathematician, was born on 16th March 1789 in Erlangen. Ohm, interested in electrochemical energy research, designed his own instruments and proved that there is a direct proportionality between the potential difference or voltage applied across a conductor and the resultant electric current. This relationship is today known as Ohm's law. IRS-1A, the first remote sensing mission undertaken by the Indian Space Research Organization, was launched on 17 March 1988 using Vostok 2M from Baikonur. IRS-1A was the first remote sensing mission undertaken by ISRO to provide imagery for various land-based applications. The mission's long-term objective was to develop indigenous remote sensing capability.
And on to our next segment, technology you can use. Water hyacinths, a common free-floating aquatic plant that often covers water bodies, is a large nuisance in India, particularly in the villages. When not adequately controlled, the weed often covers entire water bodies, impacting water flow and turning them into breeding ground for mosquitoes. It is also responsible for destroying the aquatic life. Now, a new affordable water hyacinth cutting machine will help remove the weeds with additional benefit of nutrient-rich manure. Take a look.
Of the many grassroots innovations that were exhibited in this year's Festival of Innovations, an interesting innovation was Uddastu Narasimha's water hyacinth cutting machine. The affordable machine for Telangana not only clears the hyacinth from the water bodies, but also comes with additional benefits. While the machine can be used to clear out the weeds, the hyacinth cutter also cuts plants into small pieces, which can then be used for making manure.
This is the machine which is developed by a fisherman to clear water hyacinth. In Hindi it is called Jalakumbi. So in Telugu it is called Gorrapudekka, which covers the entire lake so that no oxygen can go through that and the fish cannot be developed. So whoever by this small minimal farmers, fishermen community, they go take it out and they get allergies, snake bites and all. So this man by name Narasimha, a fisherman with a minimal education, he said, I will make one machine to lift this, to cut into pieces and put it into the nearby lake.
Cheaper than the existing technologies for weed removal, villagers can easily use and repair this machine, saving time and resources, along with additional income through the sale of nutrient-rich manure and better fish cultivation in cleaner ponds. The innovation being mentored and promoted by the National Innovation Foundation is already being used in other parts of the nation.
All the people are trained, so the cost effective, the time taken for that is very less and it is very, very effective. And as far as we know, and interaction with various people from the other states, this is the only machine made in India. Other equipment are all imported and they are very expensive. This is very affordable machine.
Water hyacinth is a free-floating perennial aquatic plant which grows at a very fast rate, approximately doubling its population in 2 weeks' time. If not adequately controlled, it covers water bodies entirely, impacting water flow, blocking sunlight from reaching native aquatic plants and starving the water of oxygen, resulting in the death of fish and other aquatic life. The plant colony also becomes a habitat for mosquitoes.
Well, that is all for this episode of Science Monitor. Do tell us how do you like our program. You can send your feedback and suggestions. Our email ID is news@vigyanprasar.gov.in. You can also write into us at Vigyan Prasar C24, Qutub Institutional Area, New Delhi 110016. Well, that is all for today. We'll be back with fresh news stories on science and technology again next week. Till then, stay tuned to Rajya Sabha TV and think scientific.